Live from New Harlan's world, it's the Geek Show.
On today's episode, your brand new Superman. Also, we're going to talk about Indiana Jones. No, we didn't see the new movie. But all that and more coming up on this episode. Hi, everyone.
I did it.
Hey, everybody.
Hi. I heard
Hello,
you.
everybody.
I heard you in the last episode when I was gone, mocking me.
Oh,
I wasn't.
see, that's why I don't listen while I'm gone. I don't want to hear the mocking.
That's why I just don't listen, because I know. The last time I listened, things got weird.
Hey, I didn't say it wasn't deserved. I just said I heard it.
Now, as you can see, Rebecca and Jay are on assignment. Rebecca's in our chat room, though. Hi, Rebecca.
Hi.
She's down talking to the aliens, praying to the aliens in Roswell.
Rebecca,
New
go to the
Mexico.
Whataburger. Get the spicy ketchup.
Get the Whataburger? Okay.
You know,
spicy
since she's not here and it's an all-guy panel, we can talk about all the guy things that we don't talk about when Rebecca's here, like how cool she is and how much we appreciate her contribution to Geek Show and how talented and funny she is.
Yeah.
Those are things we never say when she's on the show because we don't want her to get a swollen head.
Also, how much I enjoy doing the space show with her, which is
Right.
available on the Geek Show Network right now. Episode 4 is there.
Yeah.
Just go to our feed and you'll find it. Yes, so Jay and Rebecca on assignment, sitting in for Jay and Rebecca. The wonderful, one of the nicest people you will ever meet. And if you're ever mean to this person, you're horrible. Egg Foo, everyone.
Thank you. It's great to be back. Love seeing y'all.
Good to see you. And Excitable James is back. There he is, my son.
Hey, you want to know what the funny thing is? At the top of the show, I was going to call you Daddy, but then I...
Am I a daddy or a zaddy?
Do you want us to answer that?
I don't know.
What are
If
you,
Rebecca
what are
was
you
here,
wearing
she
on your
would tell
bottom
me.
half right now? I think that'll be what decides it.
Oh, my pajama bottoms.
Prove it. Yes. Yes.
Hey, well, Zaddy.
Yes. Zaddy.
Regal. All right. But, of course, as always here, Quad T, Too Tall Tony. Hi, Tony.
Hey.
You're
Hi,
back.
Tony.
We missed you last week. And he's gone.
Did I lose everyone? Oh,
He
froze
just
for a
froze
minute.
up. You froze up.
I'm back
Anyway,
now.
You're back now. I thought you were just effing with me. And Lee George Cade, everybody. Hi.
Hey, I got a new workout program for you. It's called Up with Shirley MacLaine around 1983. It's her and a bunch of aerobicizers on trampolines with special guest star Dean Martin. Don't miss it. Tuesday nights on CBS.
Love it.
I'll be there. Let's all be there.
Yeah.
And don't forget about our host, Mr. Kerry Jackson.
Monday through Friday, 6 to 10, x96.com. I'll be back on the 5th. All right.
See, the whole gimmick is they're on trampolines, Carrie.
I know. I love that idea.
Oh,
Yeah.
I got it,
Yeah.
Tony. Tell me you like me.
I like you.
Thanks,
All right.
Tony. I meant to say Lee. I messed up.
Let's
We
begin.
look so alike.
Exactly. Let's
We're
begin.
bald.
And glasses.
Let's begin with we got our new Superman and Lois this week. It was announced.
Okay, I don't know anything about the guy, but
I'm
I'm
excited about
for
Rachel
Rachel
Brosnahan.
Brosnahan.
Oh
Yep.
yeah, that was
She's gonna be good.
as soon as I saw the list because it was whittled down to 3, in each category for Superman and Lois. And as soon as I saw Rachel Brosnahan on the list for Lois, I went, "There's your winner right there.
Yep.
That's the one." But this
mean,
guy,
If only we'd seen anything where we see her fast talking, doing smart dialogue,
know.
anything like that.
exactly. But this guy here, let's take a look at him. David Cornsweet, and I don't know if I'm even saying that right.
Did you say corn sweat?
Cornsweet.
I just mumble when I don't know. Carnes.
Let's see. Cornsweet is number 1 on the call sheet. He'll be, Clark Kent, Superman.
That jaw.
I know
looks the part.
He looks the part.
Did he
Absolutely.
come out jaw first?
He he was birthed jaw first. Yes, and his mother never forgave him.
He used it to break the womb, the placenta, all that stuff.
He
Oh,
first
the mystery of the body.
he first
Valley.
broke out in the Ryan Murphy series, The Politician. Anyone?
Nah.
No.
Yep.
Which was
Who's
followed.
Who's Ryan
What?
Murphy? Who's Ryan
Yeah,
Murphy?
that was a Ryan Murphy series. Yeah.
Oh.
Which was followed by starring in another Ryan Murphy Netflix series called Hollywood.
I saw that. Who'd he play?
It does not say here. Other credits include the
was Key
HBO
Grip.
series HBO series We Own This City. Anybody? And if Rebecca was here, A24 horror sequel Pearl.
Yeah. I keep meaning to watch We Own This City because it's got John Bernthal, and I like pretty much anything I see John Bernthal in so far.
Then you should be watching The Bear for the Christmas episode where he returns in a flashback. It's a Christmas episode, and every talented person in the world is in this episode.
I love it.
I could list the names of people, and you'd go, seriously? Everybody is in this. Anyway.
Even Dakota Fanning.
Even Dakota Fanning. Let's see. Next is his series Lady in the Lake and the Twister sequel, Twisters. So that's where we'll see him next. But
that means there was more than one.
Have we found out if the S at the end is a 2, or is it still an S?
It's still an S as of.
Boo.
I mean, that's a lost opportunity. I'm telling you.
Visual puns, never not good.
But anyway, Rachel Brosnahan, of course, Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, and also House of Cards.
Wrong picture. That's not her. Stupid Lee.
She's gotten lots of Emmy. She's just so good and so perfect for Lois Lane. Mm-hmm. So there you go. Your Superman and your Lois.
She does that Amy Palladino dialogue so freaking well. Like, you cannot. If you watch Gilmore Girls or I think she did Orange is the New Black, there's a certain cadence to her dialogue that would be so challenging, and she nails it. It's wonderful.
And right now I'm flashing back, as you were describing that, I'm flashing back to the Hudsucker Proxy, a wonderful movie.
Was she in that?
Well, no, what's the actress's name? But she does the whole show just like this. You know?
Yeah. It was Jennifer Jason Leigh doing the
Jennifer
Muncie
Jason
girl.
Lee. Yes, she does
I'm
the
a
entire
Muncie
movie.
girl.
Yeah,
I'm a Muncie girl. I'm from Muncie, Indiana, Muncie.
And she's got scenes with Bruce Campbell, who's in his reporter outfit. He looks like Clark Kent, and I would love a Lois Lane that talked like that all the time.
It's that Katharine Hepburn, Cary Grant cadence of dialogue from the 40s, and
the My Girl Friday kind of thing.
Yeah.
Anyway,
good stuff.
All right, so there's your Superman and your Lois. Well, let's move on to something a little less auspicious. Tron 3.
Oh, good.
I'm trying to be excited.
Same,
Yeah.
Nick. Same.
Never gonna happen. Never gonna happen.
No, it's starting shooting in a month.
So am I.
What are you shooting, Lee?
I mean, well, first of all, Jared Leto has been tied to it for a while now.
They should untie him.
Which is why I was never excited. But then we started getting all this casting this week, and we're starting with Evan Peters first of all.
He's great.
Yeah.
The headline I found in my entertainment rag, it was Dahmer star Evan Peters joins Jared
they went
Leto.
with that, huh? Okay.
They led with Dahmer.
So Ryan Murphy's not shooting anything this month, and they're like, let's get Evan Peters.
Exactly. They check with Ryan first for Evan's schedule.
That's exactly what I was going to say, Tony. Thank you.
Can Evan come out and play, or do you have him playing some kind of creepy inbred serial killer who's got an obsession on his cousin's navel?
Exactly.
The two previous movies were set inside the world of computers and programs. The script it's called Tron Ares, A-R-E-S, is said to focus on the emergence of a sentient program that crosses over into the human world that is not ready for contact, and that will be Jared Leto playing Ares. The manifestation of the program.
Was he in Legacy or was he not in Legacy?
No, he was not in Legacy.
Okay. Because they set the precedent of the computer-generated people coming over at the end of Legacy with Olivia Wilde's character.
Yes.
Right.
Oh, I just hope they get Daft Punk back together so they can do the soundtrack, because that Legacy soundtrack is so good.
It's amazing.
So good.
They have said multiple times they're willing to.
Oh, really? Good.
They've even said they've done preliminary stuff
All right, I hope so. It's unclear who Evan Peters is going to play, although the script calls for a soldier in the computer world and an awkward gamer in the human world, so it might be one of those.
He can do awkward. He does awkward really well.
Also, a couple of other very good actors added to this list. First of all, Jodie Turner-Smith, who, if you have not seen Queen and Slim, see it. It's an excellent film, and she's the star of it, and she's so good. Such a good actress. And then you've also got Greta Lee, who has signed on. She is currently, let's see, in the romantic drama Past Lives. That's where you can see her.
I need to see that.
And let's see, Jodie Turner-Smith is co-starred in TNT's The Last Ship and Night Flyers from Sci-Fi Channel before doing Queen and Slim.
Wasn't Night Flyers a George R.R. Martin joint?
Oh, yeah, and this is the second time it's been adapted. The first time was terrible, and so is the second.
Well, there you go.
Third time's a charm, baby.
Yeah, bring it. Give them 10 more years, and they'll do it again.
How did we all feel about Tron Legacy? I actually kind of liked it.
I liked it.
I still really enjoy it.
Yep.
I watched it a dozen times or so.
Oh, really?
That's a good documentary.
Yeah.
I'll pop it in every couple months.
I dig it. I think it's a solid movie that didn't get any appreciation. It's the Speed Racer of its year.
Well, there
Okay.
you go.
That's from Lee. That's high praise. Actually,
Yeah.
a lot of people may not understand. But the soundtrack is. It's the one that I go to if it starts raining and I'm driving in my car.
Right.
I'll immediately, put in the Tron Legacy soundtrack.
I
Have you
have
heard the remix album they did from the soundtrack?
It's so good.
Yes.
Yeah.
They did a remix of it?
They got a bunch of other DJs to each do remixes of songs from the album.
Other
songs from-
It's amazing. It's
I know what
amazing.
I'm listening to this afternoon.
Yeah. There's a synthwave channel I listen to on Spotify that's just like if you took Tron Legacy and said make it 3 days long, it's the best.
Rebecca in the chat room, find the Actors Roundtable where Jeff Bridges drops an incredible Tron joke and no one laughs because they didn't realize he was joking. Wait,
Probably
he says something
scared.
like he got stuck in a computer or something like that.
Yeah.
I understand these computers.
Actors Round Table stuff is pretty good most of the time that
I think so.
the ones I've seen
Well,
anyway.
It's
The one
no
with
dinner
Jeff
for
Bridges, it
five.
was kind of hard to understand what he was saying, though, because he's got the Jeff Bridges forehead, where he likes the forehead act. But then he's like,
and if you notice when he does, also watch his jaw. Jeff Bridges does
Yeah.
a lot of
Oh, yeah.
jaw stuff.
A lot
A
As
lot
he's
of
gotten
mulling.
older, for sure.
I think I learned from growing up with my dad, who is like Jeff Bridges' clone. And I've learned how to listen to my dad, who also is really hard to understand sometimes. So I clearly understand Jeff Bridges in movies because when he goes, I'm like, oh yeah, he really enjoyed working in Tron Legacy.
I'll say this: watch that series, The Old Man, starring him, but have the closed captioning on.
Yeah, I was trying to find the name of that series because it's really good. I
really-
really enjoyed it. But yeah, he gets
Yeah.
kind of mumbly.
He does. All right, we got more news to get to, but just a quick reminder about our Saturday matinee next week. You can come and see us live, and we'll be at Broovies in Salt Lake City, the celebration of Kevin Bacon's birthday. It's
Wow.
Tremors, ladies and gentlemen. The movie is Tremors.
Wow.
such a good movie where it's a mixture of practical, live action, and some CG.
Yes, so it's doors at 11:30. We'll start the pod at noon, and then the movie at 1 p.m. Pay what you want, as always. That is how it works.
I'm paying $80.
So that's the 8th, July 8th.
Lee's going to take $80 out of one pocket and put it in his other pocket and walk
find
through
out.
the door.
Find out how old Kevin Bacon is, and that's how much you should pay. Anyway.
Oh, whoa. He's eternal. So what's infinite money?
Infinite money, then. So join us for Kevin Bacon's birthday. We like Kevin Bacon. It was it was an excuse to show Tremors. Okay.
You know, it's fun is to watch Footloose and point at the empty field where Tony's house is.
I live there now.
That's true.
But I can find that footprint.
Speaking of Tony, I immediately thought of you when I saw Dune Part 2. The trailer was released.
I avoided it because I want to go in kind of blank if I can, but
My kid has watched this trailer 14 times.
Oh, really?
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. Molly
It's
was
the same-
very excited about it.
Well, when they were house sitting for you a month or two ago, they watched the first Dune on your Cineplex sized movie screen in your basement. They watched it like twice.
Really?
Yeah.
You didn't make it up and watch it with him?
Well, I was busy sleeping and stuff.
Watching Dune twice is an all-day event.
That's
Yeah.
true. But Dune Part 2, we got to look at Christopher Walken's Emperor in it.
Genius casting.
I know,
Christopher
right?
Walken's in
Fantastic.
this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, I need you to go down there and do this thing.
Look
with
at this watch.
guy.
Go
I got
down
a
there.
watch.
I am the shadow of the emperor. You need to go. I don't know what accent I'm doing right
Wow.
I like that. Keep that going.
Brett says Kevin Bacon will be 65, so $65 anyway. But no, we did get to see and hear the famous line from the book. This is, check me if I'm wrong, Lee. One of the more famous. The power to destroy a thing is the absolute control over it.
Yep.
So
It's
we
right
got
up
the-
there with Fear is the Mind Killer, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah,
With
so
sci-fi quotes.
So we got that in there as well.
Got it.
Tony, it doesn't. Well, I mean, you've read the book, so you know the story. So
I
would
know. Yeah, I know this. Yeah.
go ahead and watch the trailer.
You know what? That's a good point. I don't know why I didn't put that together.
Is it
Carrie?
Is it,
You're a smart man.
Do it,
Is
Tony.
it
Do it.
Is it Austin Butler from the Elvis? That they cast the kid
Yes.
from Elvis as Fade, and they did
Yes.
a really interesting thing because Fade was Sting in the David Lynch movie, and
I
Fade's
will
like
kill him.
Fade's like this really swaggering, charismatic, whatever else, and then they show the Harkonnen homeworld, and it's devoid of color. And when they cut to Fade, he's bald, no eyebrows,
That's
completely
Austin
ashen.
Butler?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's-
Dude, that looks
Whoa.
like human larva.
yeah.
Gross,
Because
but intriguing, and I was...
yeah.
The director, Denis Villeneuve, has described his Fade as an Olympic sword master crossed with a psychotic serial killer.
Yeah.
I'm excited
go.
to see Austin Butler have this become who he is after this movie's over, because he won't be able to shake it because he's been in character for so long. I'm just excited to see how he gets around, how he slithers.
The two people that really liked that Elvis movie are really upset about his hair, though.
Holy moly! I looked at a picture of him as Fade, and that is
Yeah.
Doesn't that
is
look great?
something.
Now I'm hoping we get yet another Dune adaptation where they don't lean into Baron Harkonnen's sexual obsession with Paul Atreides, because that's very prominent in the book that he's like.
Bro,
They
Bring me
left
a-
that out?
and you know we just don't need that because
What's the point anymore? You know?
Yeah.
I come for the space worm, which is already erotic, and their relationship that people just won't let happen.
Well, I
So-
just hope that he continues with his Elvis accent when he says, "Yes, I will kill him, baby."
They could have just used the guy that plays NoHo Hank. He already looks like.
he's
You
got
won't have
alopecia.
Yeah, he wouldn't have to do all that.
Yep.
He'd just show up.
I'm gonna go to the desert, and then when I go to the desert, I'm gonna stab him in his freaking heart, man.
Holy cow! He was so good in the last season. Well, in all the seasons of Barry, but especially the last season of Barry.
And he was Victor Zsasz
In
in
Gotham.
Gotham,
What?
that TV series. Yes,
he
go
was-
back and
he
watch
was-
it.
He was fantastic. But what's sad is they let him go from humorously psychotic in the first couple seasons to just being humorous in the last season because they're like,
Oh, they
and
took
so-
his edge off.
kind of. I mean, he's still a psychotic killer, but they let him be funny, and it was like because he was unnerving in the first couple seasons.
Oh yeah, the
But
first
that was-
time you saw him as Victor Zsasz, it scared you.
That was a joke too. Edge off because he uses knives.
yeah, I get it.
Did you know that one dude plays video games, Jeff Bridges?
Thank you.
No, James. He was in a video.
He was
game.
in it. I got stuck in a video game. All right.
Video game, man.
All right. Another trailer that we got this week was
Tony read the
for. He did. Was for season 11 of Futurama, which starts on Hulu July 24th.
Good news, everybody.
Very
Yes.
excited about this.
I'm glad they started it that way.
Yes. The trailer features a host of clips from the coming season as the characters deal with a pandemic,
Hey.
explore the lawless crypto country, and try to evade various alien threats.
They're going into crypto on one episode?
I guess. Here's the official description for season 11. After a brief 10-year hiatus,
Brief.
Futurama has crawled triumphantly from the cryogenic tube, its full original cast and satirical spirit intact. The 10 all-new episodes of season 11 have something for everyone. New viewers will be able to pick up the series from here, while longtime fans will recognize payoffs to decades-long mysteries, including developments in the epic love story of Fry and Leela, the mysterious contents of Nibbler's litter box, the secret history of evil robot Santa, and the whereabouts of Kif and Amy's tadpoles.
Just don't show me the dog
Oh,
sitting
yeah.
outside the pizza parlor.
No
'cause I
Sid. No
cry
Sid the dog.
like a big dumb baby every time.
Meanwhile, there's a whole new pandemic in town as the crew explores the future of vaccines, Bitcoin, cancel culture, and streaming TV.
I love it. I am in.
All right. So
I'm
go and
waiting
watch.
for the King of the Hill reboot.
Oh, I want that too.
It's happening.
It's coming. It's coming.
Another trailer that we got this week was our first full look at Five Nights at Freddy's. And it looks... here's the thing. The Henson Creature Shop made these creatures for the movie.
That's why they look so good.
That's why they look so good. And you'll be able to watch this on Peacock on October 27th, just in time for Halloween.
Nice.
So
Like they did that on purpose.
It's straight to streaming.
It'll
I
be...
think it's both.
It says it's in theaters and Peacock,
Okay.
October 27th. So it's like Halloween,
I'm just excited Matthew Lillard's still getting work.
Yeah.
He's
He
so
actually-
talented.
He gets pretty steady work. If you go look at his IMDb, he's not like crazy busy, but he's pretty steady.
He's always
He's got-
doing at least
he's got-
cartoon voice work, at least.
He's got that company making D&D accessories.
Oh, that's
Oh,
right.
nice.
Yeah.
But anyway, so go take a look at it. I don't know what it's rated yet because it didn't say when I watched it. I'm hoping-
LC-17.
It
We'll see
probably
how it
isn't yet.
stacks up to that Banana Splits movie that Carrie loved so much.
Is
I
that,
was the-
I
I
can't
was the
tell if
only
you're.
one.
Is that real? Did they make a Banana Splits
Oh
movie?
man, yeah, he
Yeah.
watched it. He loved it so much.
It
And
was
then-
it was like Five Nights at Freddy's. The Banana Splits were in they had their own pizza place, and they were the robots, and they went on a killing spree.
This
So
isn't
my-
Bananas in Pajamas, is it?
No, this
that's
is
a
even
different thing.
It's even older. It's from when I was a kid, James. You weren't even thought of.
They didn't have puppets. They used rocks on sticks.
It was guys in costumes who were also in a rock band who drove around in these ATVs and got into hijinks.
and they played that amazing Hanna-Barbera early 70s music that always had that little side disco riff going on. I could never
about
figure
right.
out which Banana Split was playing that instrument though.
I miss the days when everything was thought up via LSD.
Oh yeah, absolutely
it.
was.
Bummer, I missed it.
Well, you could start your own.
Well, everything-
generation.
No.
No
cannot
LSD for
start.
James.
Nope.
Nope.
I
No
don't-
LSD.
I think
No
I'd be
LSD.
fun.
No, none for anybody.
People have
It's-
described
it's-
me as colorful.
It's bad now.
It's bad now. Okay.
Bad now.
I'm betting that this movie gets a PG-13 rating because the kids like the game.
Yep.
So
They're not going to want to alienate that
Yeah.
base, you know.
exactly.
That'd be like making a rated R Minecraft movie.
Exactly.
What's
Yeah.
inside that block?
All right.
What's in the block?
You know what's in the block.
Oh, I'm telling you, when a mommy block and a daddy block like each other, let me show you right now. Bow, bow, bow.
Why is this block
Sexy.
pulsing, Lee? Why is it pulsing?
Aren't they making a Minecraft movie?
Yeah.
I think
Better
so,
be
yeah.
sexy. Sexiest Minecraft
Well, it's
ever.
got Aquaman in it.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. All right. This is coming on July 20th on Max. HBO.
Just like the Minecraft movie, am I right? High five.
Previously known as HBO, previously known as HBO Go, previously known
Yeah, exactly.
And now
the list-
next it'll be HBO. Huh?
previously known as HBO Max.
Yep. What it is it's a documentary on DC Comics, narrated by my girlfriend Rosario Dawson. It's a 3-part series called Superpowered: The DC Comics Story. It's coming on July 20th to Max. Now, I mean, this is good and bad because I don't really know the full history of DC Comics because I've always been a Marvel. So I'm interested in learning about this.
Is this
But
a
also-
James Gunn thing as well?
No. This is from Leslie Iwerks. I mean, she's
Oh,
done a lot of Academy Award nominated,
Yeah.
Emmy nominated. You know,
Documentary stuff in the past.
yeah, it'll explore the comics publisher through its 85 years of history.
85 years. Wow.
85 years of DC Comics. It's something. It's something that you'll want to watch. I will be watching to learn about the distinguished competition, as Stanley always called them.
Yep.
I was gonna say, hopefully this one spreads the credit out a little better than the Stanley documentary.
I was going to talk about that later, but yeah, it was great.
You triggered him. Let's hear it. Let's get into this. I'm excited.
No, the Stanley documentary that's on Disney Plus right now is really self-serving. I mean, it's all, the narrator is Stan. I mean, and take a drink every time he says "I." You'll be dead in 10 minutes.
So
what's crazy is this documentary. He's not even around to make it go in this direction, and it still did.
It still did.
I hope this DC documentary gets into the part where Alfred was a big fat butler, and then he had to work out really hard and become a thin butler because some parents were freaked out about having a heavy set character shown in a positive light in a comic book.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. I hope
there's
they go there.
There's a whole bit of him like Master Bruce and Master Dick went off to Europe, so he spends the whole summer like doing 1940s calisthenics.
Well, yeah, he's jealous of Dick. You know, how are you going to compete with that? I can't compete with Dick. Can you compete with Dick?
I can't.
Speaking of Dick, really quick before we move on from DC,
yes.
And I'm sorry if you've already talked about this, or if we're going to talk about it, just cut me off. Did you see what was made canon in Nightwing 105?
No,
this is extremely specific.
Let's go there. We're talking about DC Comics. What was made canon?
If you're a fan of the NBC or the American version of The Office, they are made canon in Nightwing 105. It is a FPV comic of Nightwing doing whatever Nightwing does, putting on the mask, going on patrol, and he's chasing after a bad guy. And lo and behold, he crashes through a window and he runs through the office. Nightwing.
Oh wait, awesome. So the show isn't
about
canon,
3 copies,
but the fact that the people and the setting and everything
canon
exists in
and they call people out by name too. So
Jim, Pam.
It's funny to see Dwight just like pop in like he's super ready to fight too.
Oh my
God. Dude, it's so good.
I'll pick that one up. I'll stop by the comic book store and pick it up. Let's see. Also, our final bit of news, and then we're going to talk about Indiana Jones a bit, I think. I don't know if you were looking for the Magic the Gathering Lord of the Rings card, the One Ring card.
The One Ring.
It's been found.
Okay, what is there actually only one?
There was only
cards?
one made, yes. And the lucky person who found it has become possibly a millionaire just by opening up a pack of cards. It has been revealed that the rarest, most sought-after card in the entire new Lord of the Rings expansion pack of Magic the Gathering has been found. It's a 1/1 card of the One Ring, meaning there's only one like it in the entire world. Fans have been chasing it since the series was released, which was like a month or so ago. And rich fans have been offering up to $2 million actual dollars for it.
Real dollars.
Yes.
What's wild is they're not talking about the real story here, which is that this guy that found this card, or lady, or they, them, is now going to travel to Magic the Gathering headquarters, where if they do things right, they'll actually be running the operation.
I was really hoping that just some kid found it, and was playing with it.
It's all like covered in Cheeto dust,
blowing his nose at it. It's useless.
This news comes from the Wall Street Journal. Was tipped off that the card had been registered and graded by PSA, the Authentication and Grading Company. So whoever pulled the card did that immediately and got it graded. It was received a solid mint 9.
Oh.
And now we wait to see what's what.
I just have one piece of advice to the person who found that card. I hope you're paying attention. I hope you're watching right now. I hope you're a big fan of the Geek Show podcast. Throw it in a volcano where it was made.
Where it belongs.
According to this is a story from IO9. According to the piece, the buyer chose to remain anonymous, which makes sense. If not, they would likely be hunted down quite literally by collectors and buyers making offers. It's unclear if they're going to keep it, sell it. But I was really hoping, when I read about this card, I was really hoping that it was just some 10-year-old kid finds it.
Yeah.
And, and was just, you playing in a tournament, just...
he throws it down in like a local tournament.
At his local comic shop, and he's like, "Yeah, there you go."
Well, it's so weird too because they would have to be playing the Lord of the Rings version of Magic Gathering to work. But this person's hopefully a Lord of the Rings fan and realized that they would literally have the Siege of Isengard at their house if they,
Exactly.
I have the One Ring card, and you know they made 3 whole movies and a whole bunch of books about that stuff.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
You may have heard of it.
Only
James, you may have heard of it. I don't know.
I was in elementary school. I don't remember.
Give him the LSD right now.
Oh, I'm so excited! We're gonna make the inside things come outside. I'm
James,
so
you
excited.
don't need any more encouragement. For that.
I have an imagination.
We don't need that. Absolutely. Although I think Egg wants it now.
Eggs on board.
Eggs, let's go find a desert and we'll do it.
It's not hard to find a desert here.
Yeah.
Bring cigarettes.
Just go any direction for about 20 minutes and you'll find a
The
desert.
question is which desert.
And now he's asking for cigarettes. I want to videotape. This is what I want. I want to film this.
If I'm opening up a floodgate from Utah Valley, we're doing it the right way. I want cocaine, cigarettes, and pornography.
Pornography.
So James,
Let's go out to the salt
James,
flats and
I'm going to tell you a quick story before we get to the real news of the last time I was using anything like LSD. It might have even been LSD. Yes, it was LSD. I was sitting on a rock in Goblin Valley, Utah, and I thought to myself, boy, there sure is an awful lot of noise going on now. What an incredible hallucination I'm having. And then I looked around and I said, wow, this is the most vivid rain and water I've ever seen in my life. And then my friend was yelling, hey, it's a flash flood, stupid. Get off that rock. And I was like, I'm fine. This is amazing. So
I was hoping it would cut to what actually is being seen and you just rolling around in the dirt, throwing dirt into the air, going,
No.
whee!
I literally climbed up on a boulder. A rainstorm hit like the other side of the canyon, and
that's
I was
wild.
in a flash flood. I don't remember much of it, but my friends sure like to tell me this story.
Did you cause the storm?
Yeah, James did.
I think he did. James, I think he did.
I think he
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be the wildest X-Men power? Like, you have to be high on LSD, but like, you got powers.
Yeah,
There's,
whenever I'm tripping balls, I cause rainstorms and flash floods. It's amazing.
I would just cause Walmart parking lots.
There was a hero created in the 80s, I want to say in the Marvel Universe, that his powers only activated when he did cocaine.
Oh wow.
Oh man, that would be
Yes.
They
awesome.
called him like White Snow or
Look that up. Look.
All right.
Oh, I know you're right.
Where?
I know you're right.
I'm gonna look it up.
Cocaine?
No, don't. Not like that, James. No, that's not how.
On a list.
On
That can't be
Marvel.
right?
No, that.
Marvel hero who needed cocaine.
Who needed cocaine?
How to use cocaine?
No, James. That's not.
Snowflame.
Snowflame.
oh my gosh.
Needed a constant supply of it to keep his powers.
I love this. All right, bring back
How
Snowflame.
long does cocaine stay in your
James,
hair?
stop that. Stop
In
that.
your hair?
Stop that. My son is interested in cocaine. Stop that, James.
Oh, just give him powdered sugar. He'll never know the difference.
Exactly.
This looks awesome. And I made a cake.
All right.
I want to eat it long enough, turns into whipped cream.
That's not how that works.
I made my own butter.
When a problem comes along, you must whip it. All right.
Milk and almond.
I want to talk about Indiana Jones for a minute or two because the new movie opens this weekend. None of us have seen it here, so we're not going to review it and spoil it, although the internet has already spoiled it for me.
That's what the internet does.
Exactly. But I just wanted to talk about, because we all love Indiana Jones, I want to talk about your memories, your first time seeing Raiders of the Lost Ark. Was it in a theater? That's a question for James. Was it in a theater?
No, it was definitely on VHS, and I'm what some people would call an indoorsy guy. I'm soft hands. I don't really like going camping. We invented the indoors for a reason and air conditioning. But the first time I saw it, it made me want to go outside. Not for long. Like, it was my backyard, but like, and how much did you want to control a whip? And like the moment you whipped it around, you just whipped yourself right in your eyelid. But it was fun. You know, it's a good time. You know, I love it. I love that movie. I love it. I love the old movies, not the new ones, and they're definitely B movies.
Well. Now, have you seen any of them in the theaters or just on TV?
No, I haven't seen any in theaters, and Crystal Skull was so bad that I just avoided it altogether. I watched the South Park re-rendition of it, and I felt like I got all that I needed to from that.
Here's the thing with the new movie coming out. I decided to go back and rewatch the movies, and I started with Crystal Skull, and I remember how much crap we gave it when it came out. So this is the second time that I've seen it. I think we were all a little hard on it. And here's why. Everybody says, but space aliens. Well, let's not forget how crazy some of the other plot lines were. Immortality is real.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, think about some of the other magical occurrences that happen in these movies. So, aliens is
the
not
other
such
ones are based on a book. The Bible, maybe you've heard of it.
Well, that one.
That is
that one.
Not science fiction, even though Psalms will lead you to believe that.
There's two, because you got the Holy Grail and the Ark of the Covenant.
Yeah,
so you're talking about New Testament and Old Testament for a second.
There's two books, James.
Well,
the Bible and then the Bible 2.
Technically 3, because if you're talking about the second one, the Temple of Doom, that's actually based off the old Vedic stories, which are some of the oldest written testament. So you're talking about the Bhagavad Gita, you're talking about the Ramayana. So you're talking about some really, really old, like 10,000-year-old texts, some of the oldest texts out there. So,
but it's all some of the greatest comic book stories ever written. All of those. But I mean, that's why I think that Aliens is not such a stretch, really, because it's all fantastical stuff. You know,
it's a movie. It's escapism,
and they tied it into ancient civilizations anyway too. With you know, so I mean, come on.
So yeah, I think we're all a little hard on Crystal Skull. I'm just saying.
It's
but
I just think at the time it's not. The hard thing when you take a break from a franchise for so long, you can't help but make your own stories, right? And when it doesn't match the story, it's hard.
And it's the nostalgia thing that will it will either love you or it'll kill you. You know,
you want it to take you back to where you were at that point in time in your life, right? Like when it hit you, and you're never gonna feel like you did in your teenage years. Stuff's just not gonna work anymore. Okay, doctors don't fix you; they teach you how to deal with the pain.
LSD doesn't hit the same.
Unless I haven't had it.
I find it weird though that like people freak out over this franchise, which has been around 40 years now, and yet we, by and large, we can be very critical of James Bond movies, but they've been around since the late 50s, early 60s. You know, half a dozen people have played the character. Roger Moore to the point where he was so unbelievably old in View to a Kill.
Last one, yes.
Yeah, that we're all just like, yes, of course Grace Jones really wants to get in the sack with that guy. But you go and suspend so much disbelief, and by and large, people line up for the next one, and you don't hear a lot of criticism. It's like, yep, it was a Bond movie.
I think the difference there is there's been so many Bond movies. We've had
lack of internet in the 60s, 70s, and 80s.
Well, that too, but you're looking at like 700 movies in a series versus 4. And, and you've seen the progression as the series has gone on, so you know kind of more of what to expect. Whereas that huge gap in the Indiana Jones movies let people do exactly what James was talking about and create so much of their own headcanon and fake nostalgia, not fake nostalgia, but incorrect.
It's the same thing like Johnny Carson. Like he blew up on TikTok not too long ago, like a lot of highlights from his show. And like if you ever go back and watch his show, like don't get me wrong, like it's definitely like the archetype of like what a late night talk show is. But when you have like 500-600 episodes to pull just highlights from, you're gonna look like a rock star.
Yeah,
right. And they're not all gems either. That's the other thing when you have that many episodes. I've been on the radio since '82. Trust me. Anyway,
look at our show.
Look at this show.
Come on.
I don't know what you're talking about. Everything here's a highlight.
But back to the Superman casting that we talked about earlier. I wish that people weren't so precious about Harrison Ford. Yes, he made this character. Yes, he did. But I think it's okay if someone else plays him.
Yeah,
I agree.
I'm surprised.
I think exactly, Egg. I think we need to get to the point where it's normal for a new person to step into any role that's a franchise. And in The Flash, I think that's what they're trying to establish. One of the things they're trying to establish in that movie is multiverse, whatever you want to call it. You can have a new person coming in and playing the same character, and it doesn't ruin anything. It's no different than comic books when you get a new artist coming in for a new run on Spider-Man or Superman or whatever.
Because there's a point in Crystal Skull where they talk about how India was at one time a government agent of some kind, and I want to see those. I want to see that, and let's cast a new person to play and make those stories. I think that would be fascinating.
Give me 3 1950s Indiana Jones government agent with Ryan Gosling, and
great.
Yeah,
I'd watch that.
Gosh.
I'd watch the hell out of that. That would be terrific.
Because he would bring his own charm to it. I mean, for instance, how many people have played James T. Kirk in the last 10 years?
Yeah.
And you know what? Paul Wesley, the guy who's playing him in Strange New Worlds, doesn't even bother doing a Shatner at all. He's doing his own damn Kirk, and he's rocking it. He's doing an amazing job because we allow these things. Yes, Indiana Jones is snarky and wry, and he's kind of your hot uncle that you want to bang on weekends. But
I'd let him into my tent. This is why I don't go camping. Layers are coming off, Lee.
I know
I'm so excited to do LSD.
Here's the other thing that in my going back and rewatching the 4 movies, the Crystal Skull realization we were too hard on it. Also, I have to walk back. I once said that Temple of Doom is my favorite Indiana Jones movie, and I catch hell for it. And I'm looking back at it, and kind of deservedly so. I mean, this movie...
It's sloppy.
It's a little sloppy, but it's really dark.
Oh, yeah.
I
mean, underground a lot.
I was not allowed to see it. I was not allowed to see it in the movie theaters.
Well, and it's one of the reasons that we got the PG-13 rating.
Oh, yeah.
Because
the Kalima one.
Wasn't Lucas like going through a divorce when he was writing the screenplay for that, and they're just like, there's something about his state of mind when he's writing. I was like, well, everything's shit anyway, so
My life's got to be crappy. Everybody else's life's going to be crappy.
Just as my ex-wife ripped my heart out, the priest will rip his heart out.
If you say Kalima backwards, it's actually his ex-wife's name.
Joan?
But it's, and that one was also the one that made me realize that we're maybe hard on Crystal Skull because of the magic stones, Yeah. They get the magic rocks back and everything's fine in the village, Also, another problem with the movie, it's got some problematic racism all throughout.
Not only problematic racism, but like Thuggees, the Thuggees were really greatly vilified during the British colonization of India because they were actually fighting against the colonizers. Yes, they are Kali worshippers, but Kali's a major part of Hindu mythology, and basically making the bad guys a religious sect and calling them a cult. They're not a cult. They're a legitimate religion. It would be like if you said, okay, well, here's the thing: Seventh-day Adventists are the bad guys in this story.
Right.
They're kidnapping children and ripping out their hearts.
They are?
No.
I always had my suspicions.
James, always when the missionaries knock at your door, do what my mom said to do, and that is hide behind the couch. Okay.
I do 9 times out of 10.
She always knew when they were coming. But these movies, as much as we love them, they can be problematic, except for the Nazi punching parts, which is why and this is going to upset Lee, I think, a little bit. I'm moving Last Crusade up as better.
That's the best one. Last Crusade's the best.
It's the most fun.
It's a lot of fun.
Got that right.
It is the most fun. It is the most fun. I love that movie, and I hated it when it came out, but I've grown to love it. It is an absolute roller coaster of a movie. If it built the blueprint of a tentpole summer escape movie, and it's pretty flawless for that. So.
Oh, now John in the chat room says, and then there's Willie. Let me go back to this. All right. In Temple of Doom, Willie Scott. Hot. Sorry, I know. Unpopular opinion. Kate Capshaw was hot. All right. Anyway,
I was grounded when Raiders came out. I was supposed to be able to go see it with my parents. They were like, if you bring your grades up to, above a C, we'll take you to see this cool movie because you love Han Solo so much. He's in this new movie. And you like these old 1940s movies. This is that. Mm-hmm. And I did not improve my grades because turns out I have ADHD and it's really hard for me to focus. But we won't get into that. So my parents went to see it without me, and my dad came back and told me about the whole damn movie.
Oh, Lee, it was so good. You should have been there.
What was that like?
That sucks.
That is hard. Holy smokes.
I remember I was in high school or just getting out of I can't remember. What year did the first one come out, Lee? Do you remember?
Like 82?
1937.
Was it 80?
81 or 82? No. Well, let's look it up.
Well, because Star Wars was 77.
Right.
Empire was 80, and it was filmed between...
Empire was 80. And
Raiders of the Lost Ark?
81.
81. Yeah. Okay, so I was just getting ready to graduate from high school, and I remember friends and I, we got in Bart Farrell's car, and we drove to Provo to go see it, and we were just I just remember all of us, we were just enthralled. We were like high-fiving each other at the end of the movie.
Oh, yeah. I learned some things.
It's one of the first movies I remember seeing in theaters.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm. My dad felt so bad for grounding me for that movie that he bought me a fake bullwhip to play with so I could play Indiana Jones because I was 11. And then we went on vacation and our car broke down in Scipio. Carrie, you know Scipio.
I know Scipio.
Yeah.
It hasn't changed very much.
Yeah, no, it hasn't. So I had my fake bullwhip and our car was stuck there. We camped in the park in Scipio for like 3 days, and I'm 11 years old. I've got a fake bullwhip, and I'm playing with the neighborhood kids, and that's when I learned that you can't actually crack a whip around a rafter in a barn and swing anywhere because it'll come undone, and you'll fall to the bottom of the barn.
Yep.
And yeah, it's pretty awesome. But those kids didn't have movies; they didn't know.
No, but you
Not
were
in Scipio.
No, but you were right earlier about thinking that you can do a whip and winding up hurting yourself with it. We all did that.
Right in your eyelid 9 times out of 10. I'll tell you what.
Phenomenal toy for natural selection.
You'll whip your eye out.
It'll flick you in the nipple.
It will. Woo. All right. Let's find out what you guys consumed this week. Ooh. Who
I
wants
like
to go
that, boy.
first?
Feels good. I like that.
I'll go.
Okay, Lee goes first.
Okay, Star Trek Lower Decks, finally into season 3 as I'm plowing through to catch up. This show is delicious. Mm-hmm. This show is delicious. It is a 5-course meal for a Star Trek fan. There is one episode in season 3 where they're all playing this Klingon D&D game where they brought back the voice of Martok from DS9 to basically be the dungeon master, and it's just these little subtle kisses on and an after dinner mint for Star Trek fans, and I absolutely love what they're doing with it. Also, Strange New Worlds.
So good.
I will not say that this latest episode was one of the best episodes of Trek ever, but it is one of the most intriguing episodes of Trek ever. And, oh boy, I'm not going to get into spoilers, but boy, did they mess with the timeline. I
absolutely loved this last episode.
It's phenomenal.
It's possibly one of my favorite Trek episodes of all time.
When they're talking about how Strange New Worlds is going to be episodic television, and I'm like, well, it is, sort of. But boy, are they getting into an overarching theme for this second season, and it's fantastic. And the lady who plays La'an really, really got to take what is kind of a 2-note character and just in one episode, boom, here's an amazing character that you love. Yep. It's conflicted.
And I understand the actress is also a singer, apparently.
She's awesome.
She's quite good, apparently.
I would say bring take boots in to the costume for the Starfleet uniform, and it'll be the greatest thing ever. Hot Ones with John Mulaney.
I love Hot Ones.
That was a good one.
Hot Ones is interesting because I think they actually talked about the writer's strike quite a bit, which I thought was fantastic because obviously they have writers on Hot Ones. But that's part of the problem is they're not covered by any of the union activity.
They're not in the union, yeah.
Yeah, they should be, right? So that's part of what they're talking about. But also they don't pull punches, and Mulaney was real open about addiction, recovery, and some other things. But also, he does not look like the kind of guy who can successfully go through that whole Rubicon of wings.
Well, now that I've got you interested, watch his Netflix special, his latest one. It's
Baby
like,
J?
yeah, it's like a confession. You know.
Yeah, it's wild. The job I had before the job I have now, 15 jobs ago. We talked a lot about recovery, and there's quite a few things that come along with addiction and substance dependence. And one of those is that the people that are around you don't have to forgive you or keep you in their lives just because you have that problem. So what do you do afterwards when you've lost that support network, and how do you recover? And that seems to be a lot of what Mulaney's doing right now is, they talk about that forgiveness aspect of recovery, but oh boy. Anyway, and then finally, last night I went down a rabbit hole and I watched MTV's year in review for 1984 and 1985.
That's
and
really random.
that was amazing. And then just for fun, I watched an hour of MTV with Martha Quinn and from 1982.
Medicine Woman?
No, Martha Quinn. Carrie knows.
I got you.
Carrie knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Martha Quinn was like the first MTV crush that weirdos had.
We all had a crush on her. Yeah.
I was waiting for her to say "wicked smart" about something, but she had a fun accent. Anyway, 82 MTV, a lot of concert footage, not a lot of really cool videos. 84 MTV, it's all cool videos. What the hell, MTV? Anyway, that's all I watched.
There were no videos when it first launched. There were so
Well,
few.
there were very few. I remember in 82, it's weird that you brought this up. In 82, when I was graduating high school, everyone was talking about, what you going to do? Now that you've graduated, what are you going to do? And I remember my friend Braden and I were saying, we ought to go make these film clips for songs. We didn't know that they were called videos. We didn't music videos. That I don't know if that term was around or not. It says, but we want to make those film clips for rock songs. We want to do that.
I think that flows better. Film clips for rock songs.
It was like Kim Wilde's "Kids in America" was one of the first ones that was shot specifically, and then but then like you get into things like Ron Howard shooting fish heads as a music video for film school. That's why he left Happy Days, and they weren't even doing music videos, but he thought it would be funny to do a costume and like a bit to the song that they were doing, but it was a comedy song. So
Mike Nesmith was also one of the pioneers
from the Monkees.
From the Monkees, he did a whole almost a film called Elephant Parts, I believe.
Just so we can get to know you guys better, do you guys want to go round robin really quick and say what your favorite music video is? Either from an artsy point of view or just a fun music video that you love? Because I'll go first.
Or fartsy.
Genghis Khan by don't remember the band name.
Wow.
But you remember the video.
Yeah, it's if you search Genghis Khan music video.
That's that. I don't want to be Genghis Khan.
Yeah.
I know.
Keep singing.
I know the
Keep
song.
singing.
I know the
they
band.
got. Open up your
Someone
your Augur
Shazam
app. Your Shazam app.
Sam Lee singing a song.
Shazam Lee.
Someone Shazam.
Anybody? See, I can't pick just one.
Yeah,
I can't pick
just
just
one
videos.
videos.
The best video ever made is Muse's Knights of Sidonia.
Oh, that's really
good
good.
one.
That's a good one.
Really
That's a good one. One of my any Talking Heads video I think is genius. Devo.
I think any Spice Girls video, because it was just at the prime time to awaken things in Tony, probably make.
He perked up a little bit taller, a little bit straighter.
Now the question for Tony: which spice?
Oh, Ginger Spice. All
Ginger
the
is the
way.
one. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Because I was younger, I can say Baby Spice.
But now, moving on in life, in today's Spice Girls, Scary Spice.
Oh yeah.
When she was on America's Got Talent, she's very pretty.
I find her very fair.
All right.
Quite.
Was that you done, Lee?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay, all right.
I'll go next.
Egg for
Egg.
everyone.
Well, speaking of music videos, REM put a new one out this week
They're still alive?
because they have a song in The Bear.
Was that a new song?
No,
Because-
it's a new remix of it though.
Because we've been watching, and Sue's comment was, "Boy, whoever's doing the show really likes REM," because there's been a couple of REM songs in there.
Yeah, they put out a new single for Strange Currencies with that remix and a music video.
See that I knew that song didn't sound right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Strange
And I'm just
Currencies. Yes.
that's cool. So I've been listening to that. Let's see. As far as TV, I have not been watching much.
Well,
Since we're on Indiana Jones, though, I love Expedition Unknown on, I think it's Discovery. Guy doing archaeology stuff, but he's like an actual archaeologist. Goes to actual dig sites. They actually pull stuff up.
And he knows what he's talking about?
He knows what he's talking about. Yeah. But he's really...
People teaching me stuff on purpose? Hell no!
I think James would like his sense of humor.
He's tricking you into learning, James.
Oh, you tricked me into learning. Now I got my shirt off.
Yep.
I went and saw Transformers.
So what did let's
purpose?
talk about that.
Yes, on purpose.
Listen,
Egg
is the biggest Transformers fan I know.
Oh, I know.
And so that's why I wanted to hear his take on the new Transformers movie.
I did not hate it. I had fun. It was fun movie.
Was that the one with the beasties in it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
I would have liked more of them.
Well, you may get more of them. They're talking about bringing them back.
Nice.
I didn't hate the human character. I really liked the main human character. I really liked him.
Which is strange for a Transformers movie.
Yeah.
Did he have an Iron Man suit-up scene?
Yes, he does.
Ooh.
Oh, slick.
Which is, sorry, spoiler, but
I don't care.
the design is based on a character from one of
You
the
can
old
see it. I think you can see it in the
cartoons.
commercial. For being honest.
Which character is that?
He's called Kicker. He's from the Energon series. He's a human who has a power suit.
Oh, fun.
I don't know, you're saying the right things. It makes me want to go see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's worth seeing. I don't know if it's worth going to the theater for because there's someone in my theater ripping nasty farts.
Ooh,
Was
sorry.
that person you, Egg? Be honest.
It wasn't for once.
There is some a-hole ripping farts.
Who was that? Come on, guys, own up.
Who brings
My
cereal
biggest
to a
complaint
movie?
is, okay, the Michael Bay movies are bad. We're
Yes.
saying it. That first one, though, the action scenes are so good.
Oh,
I went
really
back
good.
and watched that first highway fight scene.
Oh, yeah.
The action in this new one is not as good.
Okay,
And the whole
here's-
final battle it's like all CG. It's like thing comes out of the ground, it's like wasteland. I'm just like, no, put it in the city, give us some context.
Yeah.
That's my biggest complaint. Just the last fight scene is just the whole battle is just all CG. I'm just like,
Tony was in the theater right behind you, Egg.
Did you just say the fight scene was CG between the Transformers?
I was going to say that's how
But
you
even
do
like
a
the
Transformers
background-
I want to
fight.
see two dump trucks fighting.
Just smash them together.
Real.
yeah. Peter Dinklage is just chewing up the scenery on his voice acting. It's
Oh, great. I like
He's
that.
great.
Oh, good.
I
He's
love
the
Peter
villain.
Dinklage, man.
Does the voice acting for Pete Davidson, does it pull you out? Does it?
No, it didn't bother me. I liked
Okay.
it.
Is
All
Pete
right.
Davidson a Transformer?
Yeah.
He's Mirage?
Mirage.
Yeah.
Is that the
It wasn't-
Porsche?
Yeah. And he's not really Mirage.
He's not?
Mirage was my first Transformer.
It's pronounced a Mirage?
But
Mine was Bumblebee.
yeah. So
Because I know why, Lee, because there were always tons of Bumblebees on the rack, and the
Yeah.
rest were sold out, and so you got
Yep.
stuck with
Well,
Bumblebee.
it's
Or
also
Cliff
what
Jumper.
happens when your grandma gives you. I mean, that's my first American Transformer. I had Japanese Transformers prior to that, but my grandma didn't know. She was like, "Yeah, I got you this. Your Volkswagen turns into a guy."
Got the walkie-talkie cars.
Turns into a guy.
one last thing, just give us the Transformers G.I. Joe movie. Stop teasing it.
It's coming.
We don't need a G.I. Joe movie first. Just give it to us.
just
We know
dive
what
in.
G.I. Joe is.
It's coming. It's coming.
I'm glad you.
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought up Transformers. I got one celebrity impression, just like Tony, and I'm pretty sure I ripped this off of
Hey,
Jimmy. Are
I
you guys
have
ready for
one
this?
and a half.
It's Mark Wahlberg being surprised about Transformers. Ready? I think I saw a Transformer. I did see a Transformer. Say hello to your mother for me. Transformer. Mark Wahlberg.
And that reminds me of one more thing.
That's
The soundtrack
uncanny.
is fantastic.
did it.
The
soundtrack?
Yeah, because it's set in the 90s, so it's a lot of like 90s hip hop.
Oh,
Oh,
cool.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. Yes.
So
I may check it out just for that reason alone.
I can't wait to see what Soundgarden song Optimus Prime dies to.
Probably Black Hole Sun.
Probably. Who's next?
I'll go
Go
next.
next.
Oh, you got it.
Okay.
Oh, go ahead, James.
James.
Okey-doke.
Guests first,
I wrote it down on analog paper so I wouldn't forget.
not regular paper.
I just finished watching
Digital paper.
white analog paper, if you have to know, Tony. Not
Yes.
to bring color into this, but real appropriate.
Huh,
I just
James.
finished Venom, Bad Blood. Venom. No, Venom was bad with Carnage. That was bad. That was a bad.
Oh, the movie. Okay.
That movie was bad.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, it was bad.
It was okay.
Read.
In a bad way. It was okay in a bad way.
Every June, I have a reoccurring alarm on my phone to rewatch Watchmen, the HBO show.
oh.
Holy moly, man!
So
that
good.
show is so good in ways that we don't deserve.
Exactly.
We don't deserve that show.
Exactly.
They haven't taken that show off yet.
Not yet.
I'm gonna have to buy that one, I think, just in case it ever gets torpedoed on the
Physical media.
Yeah.
Buy it.
Not enough of a tax credit yet.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just watching Andor for the first time. I'm on episode 3, which you guys ever have stuff that you sit on because you're like, I know I'm gonna like this, so I'm gonna save it for when I need it. And Rogue One is my favorite Star Wars anything. I love that movie because it's so real. Like in a world of wizards and flying ships and a lot of different everything and stuff for some reason works, and talking furries. It's like we got a grounded tale where a blaster actually has repercussions, and I love Rogue One because everybody dies, and that's how life is. We're all gonna die.
You're coming from a dark place today,
James,
James.
I'm begging you to get therapy.
I break therapists, dude. When you're adopted as young as I am.
You got to go through them until you find the one that can hold you.
Our own Rebecca Frost says, "Welcome to the Resistance, James."
Thanks. I don't get it. She made me apply to be on her show. I have an application for her. I have headshots.
Maybe someday.
Rebecca, get me on your freaking show.
You could do the space show on Andor. I'm sure she could absolutely fill hours and hours and hours.
All right. Rachel. Rebecca.
Rachel.
Oh,
you just lost it.
You blew it.
That was it. Game
You
over.
And then last
blew
but
it.
not least,
You had your try. Sorry, James.
Go ahead, James.
please.
I'm almost going to kick you off my show for doing that. Jeez.
Something words to make you like me. Okay, I just completed again One Punch Man because my gosh, that show is so good.
Fantastic.
It's such a good metaphor. YouTube it. I'm not going to go into detail. Bill Burr has a great breakdown of One Punch villains. And,
no way.
His
Are you
kind
serious?
Oh, really?
Yeah, he. It's the only anime because it's the only anime I watch just because I have time. I just don't have. I just don't want to donate my time to anime.
Bill Burr talks about One Punch Man.
Yeah,
I gotta watch this.
Just
Look that
YouTube
up,
Bill Burr One Punch Man. He has a really good breakdown of the first season's villains and like his take on them. And like I don't know, One Punch Man. I can't remember if it was Tony. Tony was probably the one to get me into it, but it's the one anime that I can actually follow because it's why
there's only 20 episodes.
How do you two feel about the movie that's coming?
I'll watch it. I'll give it a shot. You know.
Okay. All right.
I mean, everything's in a multiverse, right?
That's right. That's how I look at all the different types of media for the same stories. It's just a multiverse.
I don't care what
variant.
Tony says. I like the Green Lantern movie. Okay,
I
until
don't hate
another one
it.
comes out, it is my Green Lantern movie.
Well, it's your only Green Lantern movie as well.
Yeah,
But yes.
that's why. Okay, up until I got a girlfriend. Not gonna finish the sentence.
All right.
All right. Is that everything? Tony.
Okay.
All right.
Jeez Louise. This is what I work with.
I know, right?
Have you ever touched Tony's beard? Side note, it's great.
No.
When did you touch my beard?
You were.
I need to lock the
You were
doors
sleeping.
better.
You were sleeping.
Oh no.
Sleep with your mouth open.
Let's see. Watching Platonic on Apple TV Plus. That's a great little show. If you haven't watched Platonic, give that a shot.
Is it about a relationship?
A platonic relationship. Seth Rogen and Rose Byrne. A lot of fun.
Okay.
And then Star Trek Strange New Worlds, we already talked about that. Just absolutely phenomenal. Watched a movie on Hulu called Quasi. This is from the gentleman that brought you Super Troopers. And
Oh no.
I don't know.
Oh, it's
if I
about
can-
Quasimodo, right?
Yeah, I don't know if I
Okay.
can recommend it, but it is exactly what you think it is. That is, it is. It does what it says on the tin.
Was it not made for this
I don't know who it was made for,
Time?
James, if I'm going to be frank. It's there. It's got some funny parts, but it is...
It is interesting.
Man.
So it's from their troop, right? Their friend
Yeah.
group. It
Yeah.
seems like they're sticking together pretty well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. And then, let's see, the other thing I wanted to mention is a documentary series I started yesterday. So I'm only one episode in, but it's got me hooked. It's called Muscles and Mayhem. It is the documentary series
yes.
on American Gladiators.
American Gladiators.
Oh, I need to watch that.
Oh,
Created, not created, but adapted, written, I don't know what you want to call it, and directed by Jared Hess of Napoleon Dynamite
Oh, yeah.
fame.
Local favorite.
Yep. And I got to say, the first episode, I'm in. It's interesting. It's one of those things where I only know American Gladiators from when it was syndicated on Saturday afternoons. I'd watch it on Saturday afternoons.
I
and
watched it religiously.
Yeah, I watched it almost every week. You know,
and
you
I
got
only watched the
Zap
kids'
and
version of that, which
Nitro
was
and-
Global Guts.
And I'd say give it a look. It's on Netflix, and so far
All right.
I'm really enjoying it.
All right. All y'all mentioned the other stuff that I was watching, except for I recommend on a show called The Other Two. It's a very funny show about show business. But I want to go back to Secret Invasion because I'm
Oh,
seeing
yeah,
a
I've been
lot of
watching that too.
I'm seeing a lot of hate. I'm seeing a lot of hate for Secret Invasion online, and I don't know why.
I can't
I
figure
just
it out
haven't
either.
watched episode
It's
2
because
yet.
I think it's because it's not over yet. Like people are like, it just doesn't feel like a story. It's because it's a reach around story, man. It's
Yeah.
not going to be completed. Like you can hate on Westworld season 1 as much as you want, but let it.
I mean,
Let 'em run.
you know, for those of you who jumped out after episode 1, pick up episode 2. Take a look at. There are 2 scenes with some of the best writing and acting that I've seen in a Marvel thing. We've got a scene. Look specifically for the scene between Fury and Talos.
Yeah.
It takes place on a train. That's all I'm
train.
going to say. But boy, the underlying themes are just brilliant. Just listen to what they're really saying to each other. And then the same with the scene between Rhodey and Nick Fury that takes place in a bar. Listen to what they're saying in the underlying themes. It's just brilliant writing and acting, and it has a lot of commentary. It's just beautiful. So I'm enjoying Secret Invasion. I don't know what everyone's
I
problem
will
on the
watch it.
internet is.
I've just been busy.
I know you've been busy moving. I know.
I know.
It might just be too smart. That's why I didn't like the Lord of the Rings show. It makes me feel stupid.
Well, the Lord of the Rings show, 99% of the people watching it don't understand half of the references because it's all
And that's
from-
why I don't like it. I
Yeah,
feel
it's
like
all
I'm
from the
watching the
appendix.
newest Marvel movie without seeing any of the other stuff come before it.
Rebecca, did you see the news about The Other Two? Yes, it is. It has been canceled, not because people aren't watching it, but because there's an HR problem on the set, apparently. Yeah.
Oh.
And Tina Fey made a joke about it years ago. We should have listened to her. Talking about creating monsters out of writers. You know, everyone knows it. Everyone in Hollywood knows it. The entire cast of The Other Two knows it. Oh, wait, I shouldn't have said that out loud. Thank you, Tina Fey. She is a prophet.
She needs to come back, man. What has she been doing lately?
She's on tour with Amy Poehler right now. They're doing a live theater show tour.
Oh, well, she should continue to do that.
2 of the funniest women in the world on the same stage. I love it.
Rebecca says, Secret Invasion is not, all capitals, smart.
I know she disagrees with me on this. She disagrees with me on this, but anyway.
I'd love
All
to
right.
see you two argue about it. That'd be
Oh,
good.
I don't like
Cage
arguing
match.
with Rebecca.
They have
all right.
lively discussions on the Space Show. Check it out.
Yes.
I wouldn't know. She makes me apply for it.
She,
tweeted
she
at
said
her.
she lost your application.
He probably sent it to Rachel.
Yeah, he sent it to someone named Rachel instead.
I was talking to the lady behind her, and you know that.
It's really weird.
Rebecca.
It's really weird though because my wife keeps asking me why you're sending her email.
Dude,
Why is James
we are-
sending me these?
we are Helen Kellering. My wife and I and kids are Helen Kellering our way to your house, Lee. We remember the area that you live, and every time we go to Salt Lake, we just like, is that where
Is
they
it
live?
this one?
Is that their
Is
car?
it
I think
this
it's
We
that
should go
one.
say hi. Like,
All right,
Knox on it.
let's
Super
get
knocked
games, and we'll wrap this up, and then we'll head to our Patreon after show. Games,
Yeah.
Tony, what do you got?
We got
Anything?
games. Games coming at ya. Here they come.
He's
Need for
on his
Speed
way.
5, Flight
What-
Simulator
What
2024.
day is
which
it?
Nobody
Okay,
asked for.
here we go. No, No, there's
We
not
talked
much.
about this, Tony. We talked
Yep.
about this.
There's no games this week.
You could make them up.
Not.
Nothing good.
Oh,
Nothing
Go play
Pikmin.
Zelda.
Pikmin 4 is coming out at the end of the month. Don't forget
That's
about
not
that.
this week.
Also,
end of the month.
Also, anybody listening, I need that Boo Berry action figure. It's a Comic-Con exclusive right now, but I need it. All right.
Okay, for games, if you have $67 and you'd want to buy a bunch of games that you're never going to play, the Steam Summer Sale's going right now.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
there we go.
that's a good
Yeah.
plug there.
Yeah.
All of them are doing sales right now. Green Man
Right.
Gaming, Steam, Fanatical. they're
Yeah,
all-
like
they're
last night,
selling.
I almost spent $40 on a game I know I'm never going to play. So I said, no, I'm going to save that $40 for booze.
Hey, man, Steam games are like Pokemon. You got to collect them all.
Get that $40 for the Boo Berry action figure. That's a
See?
Comic-Con
Right
exclusive.
there.
Anyway.
Oh, also, the Geek Show help desk might be a day late this week due to the holidays. So
Oh, okay.
just be aware. It'll still be there, just maybe a day late.
All right. That's just it's on our regular Geek Show podcast feed. Oh, and here's a question. Maybe we'll talk about this in the after show. Let's save it for the after show. I want to know, with Stitcher going away, what pod service should I use? So let's save
Stitcher's
that.
going away?
We'll talk about that
Oh,
in the after
man.
show. There we go.
Okay.
All right.
Oh,
The after show is a Patreon exclusive. GeekShowGotThisCovered.com will take you right to our Patreon if you're not already there. Those of you who are already there, we love you and we thank you, and we'll be right there very soon. Live long and prosper, bitches, for the culture.
Bye.
Bye.